Before we move forward, I'd like to state a disclaimer. The concept of a no NPC interaction account is not my own creation. I actually saw this type of account in a YouTube video a few years ago, but it was taken down, which is why I didn't mention it in an earlier episode. But I love the idea, so I eventually decided to make it, and here we are. And with that, on to the episode. Welcome to episode 3 of the Loner UIM. Last episode, we unlocked the stats to fletch and fire make oak logs, protection prayers, eagle eye with 44 prayer, and the stats required for barbarian fishing, only to find out we couldn't do it. So this episode, we'll be working towards an iron crossbow for range training, because an iron crossbow with iron bolts is almost as good as a yew short bow with rune arrows, but is significantly easier to make. But in order to do any of this, we need to work towards a bronze crossbow with bronze bolts. It seemed more interesting than killing minotaurs for iron arrows and picking up the short bow from Tattly, and so on. I actually have most of the stats to make it already. I just need 10 crafting to spin the crossbow string and 6 smithing to make the bronze limbs and 3 smithing to make bronze bolts, which I figured would be a fun way to both get smithing up. We need the levels anyway for iron bolts later on, and use the feathers and be able to do all this without having to pick up a ton of item spawns in the wilderness. The way we'll be training crafting is to go to the Varrock Southwest mine over here, and then going to the Cook's Guild to use the water source there, and then going to Barbarian Village to make pottery. But the way we'll be training smithing and mining is to go over to the Tattly mine over here to mine copper and tin. Then we use this agility shortcut to smelt our bars in the furnace, and then we'll go down to the Dwarven mine, and using the agility shortcut, a level 42 agility, to then smith our bars. One issue, we don't have 42 agility, so that's what we'll get right now. And I missed the notification for 40 agility. Not that it matters too much, because the course you unlock at 40 agility, the Canifus course, yeah, I can't do that. And that is 42 agility. Now I can access this shortcut here to make smithing a little bit easier. But before we do any of that, I'm going to get my crafting to level 10 via pottery. You know how I wanted to use the clay here on the water source in the Cooking Guild to soften it? Can't do that! And the nearest source of water is here in the center of Varrock, so let's try and use the clay on the fountain. We'll have to get a bucket. Here's a bucket. Hey, there we go. Got 10 crafting, that was very quick. Now on to smithing. And that's the bronze limbs with 1,855 bronze bolts. And that's the bronze crossbow acquired. Oh man, 10 range strength and 18 attack range bonus. Pretty dope. And I have a lot of bronze bolts to use, so let's go train ranged on some chickens. So I was AFK fishing while editing, and I got level 60 fishing. Now onto ranged. So the whole point of range training on this account is to kill ham guards. Ham guards drop steel axes and steel pickaxes, which will be huge when training mining, smithing, woodcutting, fire making, and fletching. Unfortunately, I can't thieve ham members because they count as NPCs and not monsters, since we can't attack them. So ham guards it is. Ham guards are level 12 to 18 and found in the ham hideout in Lumbridge, and they're apparently safe spottable with range or magics. So I'm going to see what range level I can get with these bolts here, and I'll see you back soon. One thing that I have noticed though is that even though we're on rapid, the bronze crossbow is much slower than a short bow, which I guess is the advantage of using a short bow. Alright, so currently I have 17 range, and here's another clue that I can do. Alright, can we do this clue? Nope. Oh, and I'm currently so close to 26 range, which I didn't expect, but here's another clue that I can do. And can I do the next step? Yes, we can. back to range. Hey, that is 26 ranged. So now I can use the iron crossbow. I also got 21 hit points and 23 combat. That took about 3 hours because I hopped worlds at some point. Now that I'm done with 26 ranging, I'm going to go and try and kill ham guards to try and get a steel axe and steel pickaxe. Alright, so the safe spot to kill ham guards is just here, and I think as long as you don't attack anybody directly east of you, the ham guard will get trapped. Oh, yeah, it will get trapped behind the rock, like so. That is the steel pickaxe. Like 34 minutes into this, I've legit gotten several pieces of ham before I got the steel pickaxe. I'll see you all when I get the steel axe. And that's another steel pickaxe. And that's the steel axe. Oh my god, I am so happy that I got this. I absolutely thought I was going at full ham before I got both items, but I haven't got the legs, the cape, or the gloves. Still, I think I look pretty cool. And here are the drops of everything I got on the way. And now that I have the steel pick and the steel axe, I can go off and train woodcutting, fire making, fletching, mining, and smithing to work towards the iron crossbow. It is honestly such a relief to be able to AFK oaks right now. Right now, I am almost at 30 woodcutting, but it'll be a long time before I can chop willows because my fletching and my fire making are very low. And every time I fletch oak logs into arrow shafts, I get 10 XP, which is the same as a normal longbow, so that's actually pretty good. And that's 30 wood cutting, and as 20 fletching, I can now make oak short bows, which is 16 XP, very nice. Oh, here's my first bird's nest with a clue. Dig near some giant mushrooms, I can do that. And that is 25 fletching. Now I can make oak longbows because I decided to finish off this inventory. Okay, now onto the clue. Alright, and the next clue step is, and that is 27 fletching. I can now fletch oak shields. And that is 30 fletching. Now I can fletch willow logs. By the way, it turns out that the gnome stronghold is a very nice place to train fire making, at least with oak logs, because there's an entire line of space free to light fires, and the oak tree is right there. And that's 30 fire making. Onto willows. So I just got a hard clue from a bird casket, and technically I can do this, but my combat stats are way too low to kill the Zamorak wizards, so, oh, and also I'd be risking 1,142 bronze bolts, so I'm just gonna drop this. Turns out that fletching willow logs into arrow shafts gives 0 XP, so I'm going to go back to oaks, which are much easier to chop as well. 35 fletching, and now we can make willow short bows. Hopefully this will be faster than making oak shields. And it is! And that's 39 fletching. Now we can make the iron crossbow and the iron bolts. The moment we get, I think it's 18 smithing for the bolts and 23 smithing for the iron limbs. And now on to smithing and mining. Unfortunately, I will be dropping my ham gear and my bronze crossbow, since the ham gear doesn't really give any stats and it's very heavy. And I'll also drop the bronze crossbow because I won't be doing range before getting the iron crossbow. I might also drop the steel axe because I won't be doing any more fletching or wood cutting before I get the mithril axe. Bye, bronze crossbow, you've served me well. acquired. 40 plus 42 range attack, and now that we have iron bolts, we have plus 46 range strength. From 10 to 46. Whoa, that is OP. Yeah, it really is plus 46 range. That is incredible. And that'll be the end of today's episode. So we got the stats to create the iron crossbow, which was 39 fletching, 30 plus woodcutting, 23 smithing, and 15 plus mining. Next episode we'll be working towards a mithril axe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode.